Kick it, Pedro.
Okay, before I do anything, guys, I had an accident on Wednesday. My electric guitar was busted. I ordered some new tuning picks, but no worries. The good old acoustic is here. And it goes with the guest we have today, guys. We have people of Mexican heritage. And without further ado, we do this. Para bailar la bamba. Yeah, we have Airith Saga today, guys. So, dude, yeah. Dwarves
Boom.
There we go.
There you go.
We also have a sneak guest here. Let's bring in Ollie.
Oh, we got Ollie.
That's not
Hey, Pedro, play Wonderwall, please.
I'm not gonna play Wonderwall for you. You know who these guys are,
That's more, yeah.
and you're gonna
That's
dance
the
to
guys.
it.
I didn't listen to that shit, man.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, there you go.
Hell yeah.
I kind of like the song, honestly.
Yeah, flans were the shit, man. But you can be caught listening to that shit because you will be called gay. Hey, what's up, Shadow Hawks?
Dude,
Yeah,
sounds
that's
is city
right.
pop. So it's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, yeah, the F pop.
So, guys, how's it going? Thanks for joining us this morning. It's bright and early. Everybody, even me, I have a hard time with this 10 a.m. business some days. So we appreciate y'all coming out.
I'm usually awake at 8, so it's cool.
I'm full of energy today.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited on this project, man. Dwarves versus Light. I'm Team Dwarf.
Oh, shit.
Yes, absolutely. Let's say hello to the chat real quick.
Yeah, let's do it.
We got Dragon Multimedia. What's up, buddy? Thanks for coming by.
Hey,
Hey,
We got Chris Fisk in the house.
Chris.
What's up, dude?
Matt.
what's up, Bruce?
Shadow Hawk. What's up,
Shadow.
buddy?
Oh, dude, Shadowhawk is
Yeah.
a jewel, man.
He's a mensch. We got to use that word more.
Yeah,
we
he's a
have
mensch.
We have a catchphrase, but we forget about it most of the day.
Yeah, we do because we suck. But yeah, he's a mensch. Hey, Ashen Jackal, that's another mensch right there.
yo, what's up?
Alrighty, guys. So, Brian, bro, let's sort of just get started from the top, man. Like, you know, what was your inspirations growing up? You know, what kind of you have a really broad range of creative talents. So, I mean, what did you start with first? Was it music or was it writing or?
Actually, when I was younger, my main hobby was programming. When I was younger,
Nerd.
yeah, of course, man. A fucking white dude in Mexico. What do you expect? What was I gonna do? I had two choices: join a gang or sell drugs. And luckily, I had a computer at the house. So I mean,
Nice.
I gotta.
So you sold drugs online?
Saved by nerd.
No, that wasn't until my late teens. But
Nice.
no, I did that. I wrote stories when I was a kid. Wrote weird fantasy stories. I was really into Dungeons and Dragons. I was into just anything mythical. So I'd write these cool stories. I was heavily obsessed, almost sickly obsessed with King Arthur history, Tudor history, and and then Robin Hood for some freaking weird reason. I have no idea why. But I'd build my Legos and I would make movies with Legos based off of the scripts I would write. Just weird
Nice.
nerd, all nerd shit.
Dude, you know what ruined Robin Hood for me? Men in Tights. Yeah, that movie, I enjoyed it, but I never saw Robin Hood again the
You
same.
never look at him the same way.
Yeah, that was it. But yeah, what I started for.
It's like hearing your mom say the F word for the first time. It just
Yeah,
shattered
it was
you're
like,
like, oh, you're a person?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. It's like when my grandma cussed for the first time. It really did blow my mind. You just kind of took me back for a second.
I don't know, man.
But yeah, when into writing, I actually did a lot of art. I was heavily into ceramic building. Mostly I can make really cool bongs and pipes. But I had to stop drawing because I had a pretty bad hand injury when I was 17. So I couldn't do it anymore. So I went back to computers and just got into graphic design and programming. And from my early 20s to my mid 30s, I was just involved in tech companies, tech startups. And now I'm getting back into the creative artsy stuff that I actually like doing.
And we're grateful for that, sir.
Oh, thank you.
God damn it. Yeah, no, Airith Saga looks amazing. Dwarf vs. Lion, it looks amazing. I'm just waiting to see what else you come up with. So yeah.
Well,
Thank
we're
you for
working on
being
something
here.
right now in Discord with Ollie and Juanito right now too.
Awesome.
But yeah, we got Dwarves versus Lion, and then we already got the next one already planned out. To be working with Oliver directly, and then Hobby's did Hobby say, and then Hobby to do
Javi's in?
Yeah.
did
Awesome,
Dwarves versus
dude.
Junkman.
Yeah. Javi's an awesome artist, man. That's another guy that that freaking Infestación. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
No, it's just, and it's cool because it allows us to, instead of where it's like, oh, we have guest artists on this project and it's all these artists, it's no, let's showcase these different artists within our community that are really badass. I mean, look at Juanito.
yeah.
He was just the guy that was on streams, and now he's drawing this, and everyone's like, holy shit. Then he does that godlike piece, and now we got him on this project called The Virginity, and then also this project called Ratter, which is going to be a racing.
But The Virginity is not a biographical story of Juanito, right?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
It's still a work in progress.
Yeah.
That's hitting me in the feels, man. Jesus.
So he's going to be working on a lot of Aerith side story stuff.
Yeah.
And then we
Just for the record, este es un mensaje para Ecuador. Alguien que le dé el culo a Juanito ya. Please. Okay, no translation here. I'm just wishing well on Juanito.
That's gonna hurt, man.
Yeah, I know.
Man, I'm all plugged up now too, Oliver. Jesus, got me sick.
So, what was it that brought you back to the creative field? Was it originally Airith Saga? Was there any other projects that you worked on?
So Airith is a story that I've been writing since like maybe the age of 12 or 13. Ooh, it was just a bunch of notes. Nice. Like I told a story when I was pitching tape 2. So I grew up in just a crappy town, man. Like it was gangs. I was like the gringo and of 4 others. So it was the easy target. So I had like the vatos I was friends with, but because I was friends with those guys, caused problems with other guys. Or if I hung out with the black dudes, but then like the vatos over here didn't like the black. So it was like constant, well, you fucking running with those guys. So it was fights, picked on. I didn't know Spanish. My teachers would always speak Spanish. I don't know what the fuck they were saying. So to kind of like deal with all this bullshit drama that I was going through, I'd go home and rewrite the story like it was like a comic book or a story. So let's say I got into a fight or something, and I got the shit kicked out of me. I would turn it into this superhero, beat the crap out of these monsters, and that's why I made the characters in Airith the way I did. They speak in binary because when dudes would talk shit to me in Spanish, I didn't know what the fuck they were saying. So I made the villains talking away to where the heroes have no idea what they're saying. They all look the same and dress the same. It's same with the vatos. They all wear the same clothes, the same Dickies, the same Adidas, the same white shirt.
The shirt bottom top, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's I made them, all, kind of in a way mimicking them. But yeah, that's where the story came from. And then I was writing mini books maybe like 8-9 years ago, and I just didn't really like the story. Then tried working with an editor, published an actual Airith Saga book 4 or 5 years ago. It did really well. But it just wasn't cool the way I wanted it to be, because the editor just went and, people won't read it that way. People don't want to hear a story that way. Oh, that language is too rough. They're not going to understand the Spanish. They don't get the cultural references. So she kind of rewrote it in a way where the typical female reader could understand it, which was not the target I was going for. So I went and tried to do a animated series and found out real quick that shit's expensive, real expensive. So I worked with a studio who did kind of an animatic, and once I figured out what the cost would be to do like a 20-minute pilot, I was like, there's just no way. How can I do this story costly but still be involved? And my buddy said, hey, try comics. And I hadn't read a comic since I was like 14, 15, and popped open some of my old Star Wars collection comic books and kind of wrote out a script. Pitched a couple of guys to do some artwork for me, and found NC, my homie from Argentina. He does all the art for Airith, the coloring and the lettering.
Nice.
He's just been
Dude.
popping it out.
I have a question, Brian. Is your whole team Latino?
Unfortunately, yes.
Is it no? Is it by choice or is
No,
like
it's by literally by I don't know.
Happenstance?
It just happened that way. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
constantly surrounded by freaking brown people.
Jesus? that sounds like a nightmare.
It's
And I'm Latino.
it's
I'm
what he
married
can
to-
afford, man.
I'm married
Yeah.
to a Puerto Rican. My kids are half Puerto Rican. I can't get
Yeah,
away.
dude.
I live in Phoenix, which is it's basically Mexico, and
Nice.
yeah, I just it is what it is.
It is what
But
it is, yeah.
it's cool because I can write a script and put Spanish in it, and people who understand the language go, no, that's gringo Spanish. Here,
Yeah,
this
that's
is the way
English
it-
Spanish.
this is the
Yeah.
way it needs to be written.
Like the
Hola,
whole
Pela.
no bueno. Like I got in trouble for telling people like no bueno doesn't really exist.
No, yeah, it's
Yeah, it's very gringo.
very
gringo
gringo
guy.
it's a California thing.
Yeah.
It's a very California thing.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, interesting. So, could you talk a little bit about the broader story of Airith? So this is tape 2. Is this like the follow up to the first book, or is
Yeah.
this okay?
So tape 1 ends where tape 2 begins, like right back into the action. We always start off with kind of a flash forward, and then we always try to put a couple of flashbacks into the book just to kind of tease the reader that there's more to the story than what's being presented. The first book was just a quick introduction. Everyone seemed to like just the fast pace of that. Tape 2 was kind of more story establishment. Some people liked the kind of the relationship development. Some people were like, it's a little too wordy. You probably could have cut it in half and still told the same story. I write in like movie script form. So I'm working on with tape 3 to kind of just very point A, point B, point C, point D, get right through the dialogue. But tape 3 is kind of more the artsy book, I would say. So tape 1 was introduction. Tape 2 is kind of story building. Tape 3 is going to kind of take the reader down this rabbit hole where they're going to go, shit, I thought I knew what the plot and what the story was about, but now it could be about almost anything and I don't know where to start. There's dreams, there's parallel worlds, there's multiple universes, there's dimension. In tape 3, we introduce this guy, the Dimension Drifter, who's been traveling the different dimensions and parallel universes to find the Airith that he met in his time frame almost 1 million years. But to her time frame, it's only been 2 years because he goes and he lives through these different dimensions and parallel universes to try to find the exact same one that he met 3 years ago. And there's a reason why he has to search, and it's all this crazy shit. So yeah, it kind of tape 3 just opens up the story where you got interdimensional traveling. You have dream sequences that are mixed with present, past, and future happening all at the same time. You're getting the introduction of different characters. The art, what we're doing is a little different. The dream sequence art is going to be completely different than any of the other books, just to kind of give it that difference. The first 2 pages of tape 3 make you go, you see Airith in a hospital bed. And you're going, what the hell? What is she in a hospital bed? Why does she look like she's an Earth woman? Now, not this cyber rock, futuristic, post-apocalyptic. But then, I posted it on Twitter just to see what people, I go, okay, give me your conspiracy theories. And everyone said the same thing. Oh, she's dreaming this whole thing. And I'm like, that's exactly what I want you to think, because
nice.
It's going to piss you off when it's not anything. And we had, I think, like 5 or 6 people kind of really going into it, kind of explaining what they think it was, and they were great ideas, but it was not even close. No one had it right.
Oh, dude. And dude, I mean this as a compliment, but the female character is like a Chola Tarna. I'm loving the design. Yeah, dude, because I mean the background work is on point. And then he's like this big scope and the colors, like the whole like tiger, like leggings and whatnot, like that.
Yeah.
That's a chola, dude. And I'm loving
Man.
it.
Oh, whoa, watch
Oh,
out.
look at that.
Sorry,
Speaking of Chola,
Juanita.
Yeah.
Didn't see you back
Yeah.
there, buddy. Sorry about that.
Buenas tardes.
Look at that voice. Listen to that voice.
First time on the show. Welcome.
that's the voice of a
Yeah,
Bolivian
it's nice to be here, guys.
Yeah, dude.
Right on. Okay, very cool. So
Yeah.
I'm curious, what is this before we move into Dwarves
Yeah.
versus Lions? Since we have the whole team here, this is
Yeah.
really beautiful. What are we looking at here?
So what I'm going to be doing with all of the tapes is doing a 12-page like supplement book
Mhm.
that kind of talks about future characters that you're going to be introduced with. So the tape 2 ended with them talking about traveling to the Springs, meeting this guy called Todd Boy. So I wanted people to then go, okay, well, who's Todd Boy? Well, I'm glad you asked. Here's 12 pages to kind of start his story. You find out he was this Imperial general. He betrayed the general because he doesn't like what's called the Purge, where they're killing anybody that doesn't fit the Emperor's bloodline. And it's kind of introducing these characters that will be used, that play big parts in tape 4, tape 5, tape 6, so on and so on. So I like doing these side stories because it allows me to do cliffhanger on the tape and then do a quick read, a 12-page read to get people to go, oh shit, again, this story and universe is a lot bigger than what.
Yeah, exactly.
what
It helps with the world building, and that's something that, dude, the scope I'm liking a lot. The scope
and
of
Esquivo did the penciling. Tiago, he did he's a homie from Brazil. He did the inking for this, and Steve Cannon did the coloring for this, and Dom from 656 did the logo.
Okay, I'm counting now. You have Argentina, Brazil, Bolivia, Mexico,
Colombia.
Jesus, you're taking like the whole spectrum.
Yeah, I'm going to take it over. I'm being the conquistador, man. I'm going back.
I guess.
I'm returning.
Yeah.
Right.
You
Dude,
need like your helmet and your
Hey, as long as he's paying, I'm cool with that.
yeah,
That's what
exactly.
they said. That's what they said, man. We came over with spices, and you're like, hey, as long as you're giving us spices and tobacco.
Actually, it was beads and mirrors, but
Just don't give us your fucking
blankets.
blankets and
yeah. Fuck the
fleas and
blankets.
rats.
As long as you don't start killing our children and raping our women, we'll be okay.
Shit, that was next. on
Okay,
my
what
to-do
were
list.
they wearing
fair.
though? What were they wearing? Because
Nada.
Nala, exactly. That's very
Nalgas.
hard.
That's what they were
You've
wearing.
been- yeah,
We're
nalgas.
wearing nalgas.
Yeah, they were wearing nalgas. I mean, you've been on a boat for several months with musty men. You come out and you see just nalgas everywhere. Like, you go crazy.
Latina nalgas.
Latina nalgas at that.
That's
I see.
good.
Bungo.
So
Yeah.
we've got the whole team here.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask how all you guys got together. I mean, it's probably a kind of a known enough story now, but take it from the top, please.
Ollie, you can tell. I've done enough talking.
Oh, shit. How did we meet, Brian?
Well, I met
En un
Juanito
bazar.
through.
No, I
Esquivo.
think it was from my brother. No, Dominic.
Yeah, because I needed the logo done.
Yeah, he posted an ad. No, like, hey, I can do logos, and I think I retweeted it, and then you saw me. You saw the tweet.
Yeah, and then once I hit up Juanito because Esquivo was busy. He's working on a pretty big project, and I said, "Hey, Esquivo or Juanito did this cool fan art piece. Do you think he would be able to do sequentials?" And he's like, "Yeah, and try him out." So what I did first, I asked Juanito to do a bunch of concept art for this side story that I was working on, but then when he returned the concept art, I was like, "Shit, well, let's see what he can do." I had a guy originally working on Dwarves versus Lion, but he just kind of fell off the face of the earth. Like, never got a hold of him after I gave him money. So I gave Juanito kind of the concept. Juanito then took that concept, drew out the line again. It was freaking awesome. And then this image you're seeing right here, that's the first image Juanito drew for the comic.
Right on.
And then he did the other
rooster
cover.
approves. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Ollie did the coloring on it. Once I was like, shit, I need a colorist. I hit up Ollie on Twitter and he sent me a couple samples. I was like, shit, dude, okay, let's try this out.
Okay, very cool. So Juanita, what was it? If I may,
Juanito.
Juanita. Or, it says Juanito.
Oh yeah.
My bad.
Juanita.
Okay.
Juanita, you're calling him
Sorry,
a
bro.
bitch.
No. But what's it like? Is this your first official comic that you've done?
Yeah, and I was actually like pretty scared, when Brian told me, if I wanted to work on this, because he told me like it's going to be like 50 dwarves, so like 50 characters, and they're all gonna have like this tech armor and stuff, and I'm not really that good at drawing like tech stuff, so I was pretty scared when Brian told me about this. But I was like, I can't let this opportunity go. So I said, yeah, of course I can do it. Even though I was like shitting my pants, but I mean, I started doing it, and it's all fun to draw this.
Hey, is Pedro right?
I think we might have broke him. I'm not sure.
Nice.
It honestly, it looked like an A when I looked at it quickly. I thought you had put Juanita yourself, so I was like, okay, I can call him a girl's
Call me
name.
Juanita.
He
I
called you
did.
Juanita. That's your new name, mijo.
Sorry, buddy.
Pedro, come back.
I don't really care.
I feel like an idiot now, so that's it.
Yeah, that's hard to say.
Hey,
Pedro with
dude,
the O is, or an A is hard to say. Pedro.
don't worry, dude. Don't worry, man. That was just cold.
It's cool, man. My aunt named Juanita, though.
Yeah, dude. Whew.
Didn't you draw him getting shot in the head, Juanito?
Ah.
Who, Ginge?
Didn't you draw who else who are all the people that are shot in the head on this page?
They're like I think I drew Dead Metal Hero and Ryan Wynn
Oh,
Okay.
awesome.
and another guy, but the rest were like randoms.
Yeah.
I was gonna say okay. All right, so we'll go back.
Like Juanito is like the
No,
cover
Juanita
interiors guy. Juanita is the cover interiors guy, dude. And you're just like hitting this out of the park, man. Like every page you show looks like a cover, man. So yeah,
That's
you're putting
that's
all
what
of
I,
us to
that's what I
shame.
say.
Yeah.
Like,
So could
he
you talk
doesn't have to do it. He doesn't have to do them. We can come back to this part, but he doesn't have to do that much design work on an interior.
Yeah,
But
dude.
people are seeing that and they're going, "Holy shit!" I mean, I think that's this is 80% of what sells the book. It's that they see that we're not pissing around with the color, we're not pissing around with the art. I mean, the
You're not
story is
going around, man.
the story's 20%. I would say the art is what is selling this book.
Mhm.
Because to come out of the gate, I'm still a new creator. This is only technically my third project, even though I had a first one, but that was a complete disaster.
Mhm.
But I would say this quality of art is no different than the top tier creators that are out there. I mean, it's
Oh, yeah,
legit
dude.
shit.
Like this has nothing. Like nobody has shit on you guys right now.
Mm.
Like this page right here, the level of detail, like the inside jokes. This is a combination of like Marvel at its peak in the 90s image with Mad Magazine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah, and it's fun. It's just a silly
Mhm.
project. There's no
Yeah.
seriousness to it, but
Yeah.
even with that, like it's a funny, serious, or it's a little dumb story, but you still get like emotion and you feel like there's story behind each one of these characters, even though you're seeing shit like this guy getting ripped, ripped in half, and it's funny. And B Rose is done, but
but he will never be forgotten. Yeah.
Right.
He's
And
not.
he hasn't uploaded the fully colored pages. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Wait till you see them, guys.
Yeah. You're being gate kept.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am being gatekept.
I'm trying to keep. I don't want him to get any more work, man.
Keeping him locked up.
656. 656 already takes too much of his time.
Oh, that's true. True.
So could you talk a little bit about the setup of the story? Because for me, I'm a writer more than an artist, really, and the art is absolutely beautiful. But the concept itself is, really just kind of very unique and just a lot of fun, just on paper. So, what was that like coming up with the idea, and how long ago, and how long have you guys been working on this?
So the whole Dwarves versus Lion thing came from a fake BBC article in the early 2000s. It was kind of like one of the first troll posts on the internet. This guy made a fake HTML website that looked like a BBC website. Back in the day, I mean, all you had to do is show people something on a screen, and it was like, oh my God, that's real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it kind of started this whole debate online. You can YouTube, and you'll see people been having this debate for a while. But what I did is one day I asked my buddy Brad, I'm like, hey, who would win? And it turned into this like not heated debate, but it was pretty intense. And the table next to us was overhearing it, and they're like, oh, Lion would fuck those dwarfs up. We were using midget at the time, and we learned that we can't
Yeah.
use that word. So then you had like the bar talking about this stupid ass conversation, and this conversation's been going for like 20 years between my buddies and I. And we have spreadsheets. We know we have like average dwarf arm length, like average bench press of like strongman dwarfs to have all these factors and
Nice.
but it's just been a running joke. So I was on Shane Davis's show pitching tape 2, and my computer got unplugged the screen. So like lost everything, and I was like, fuck, I'm on Shane Davis's show. My screen's gone. I don't know if I didn't even know if I was still on the show. And I just go, Shane, who would win, 50 midgets or a lion? And he goes, what? And the whole chat just blew up.
Exploded. Yeah.
Lion, no midgets. What? And Shane for like the whole next hour and a half just kept on talking about it. And I go, I got to make a comic out of this. And I don't think anybody took me seriously. So I sat down, was like, all right, was going to trademark midgets versus lion. My lawyer was like, you can't do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to get sued. So I did dwarfs versus lion because, dwarfism is the scientific term.
Yeah,
But I said, I don't think dwarfs versus lion is good enough. How can we gamify this to make it where the backers are actually the creators, and we're just developing the book based off of what, their actions. So I said, okay, we already got 2 teams. I know how to gamify technology. I'm pretty sure I can gamify a book. So this was like kind of just like a first simple test because I want to expand this more on some other projects. It was every time you back a team dwarf product, the dwarfs get a point. Those points go into abilities. Those abilities unlock super moves. Those super moves can either succeed or botch, depending on what happens there, is depending on what we would draw. And then once they hit the limit break, which I think we're going to do today, we got a couple shows. We got a couple of shows today, and then we were ending it with Shay, and I haven't uploaded this yet today. I think we might hit limit break. Once we hit limit break, or first of all, whoever hits their power move first, that's who's going to get the power move. But at the end of the campaign, we'll see who's going to actually win. But once you hit limit break, there's no more abilities to be done, and we go into level 2. What level 2 is, we've been developing monsters with the chat live on the Airith channel. And what we'll do is the Emperor is going to come in and throw monsters into the mix and kind of force the teams to come together to fight these monsters. So you have the whole team up, episode of, every cartoon and comic has done a team up episode where good and bad come together to fight the scarier monster.
Oh, cool.
So depending on that, then the backers will decide which monster goes in first. We'll have like a voting pool. I might create some new perks where it's like $5 perks, kind of like a betting perk. We'll see how that works out if people like
Dude,
it.
this is awesome, man. I have a question, Brian. Are you concerned at all about Peter Dinklage?
No.
You shouldn't. It's stupid. Like, even like the dwarf community has turned against them. And dude, like this kind of stories, like you're picturing dwarves as like capable heroes, basically.
Yeah, I don't have them in fucking magical costumes. They're not wearing, elf hats. They're battle dwarves, man.
They're battle dwarves. Yeah, like
dude, if they ever make a movie about this, we will hire 100 dwarves, man. We will give giving jobs to a bunch of dwarves.
Yeah, you mean you didn't take Peter Dinklage's feelings into account when making this book?
Not at all.
Oh my god.
No, it would be, dude, this would be an awesome movie too, because every single dwarf gets to be a superhero. And how many dwarf superheroes are there? And they all have different personalities. It's not, it's an elf. No, man, they're like fucking battle dwarfs, dude. They'll beat the shit out of you. Hornswoggle did a cameo for us, and he said that he's pissed off that the book isn't about him.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Wow.
But like, what if at the end we have Mo Biggs and we have like take off his mask and it's actually Hornswoggle?
Oh, that would
nice.
Yeah, Monito. That'd be cool.
You should
and I think Mo would be fine with it.
Mo's gonna kill you, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe Mo is him.
So
but yeah, it took off. Like, it's a very gimmicky book, but the thing is it's the art isn't gimmicky. I don't have to worry about a story. It's 50 dwarves fighting a lion. So it really just comes down to the gamification going to work. We've proven that works, and can we draw it? And Juanito, proved that right.
Yeah.
Can we do that? Can we make the colors look like not gimmicky? And of course, Ollie comes in and does these. I don't see these colors used that much in comics either.
No.
So it gives like a serious tone, even though it's a silly story, just through the colors itself. Like it has that. I don't know. I don't want to say depressing story, but it kind of gives that there's these two teams that are forced to fight. It's weird that color can do that. Or maybe I'm just gay. I don't know, but
that could be. Like it's a new millennium. Like it's all right.
Colors make me gay.
Yeah, exactly. But dude, like the book looks amazing. The character designs are badass. So this is not making fun of anyone. I mean, if anything, I want to be a dwarf. Like I see this dwarf and I want to be one, even though I'm 6'4". So that tells you something. You know what I mean?
Well, that was the weird part. So we picked people from the chat and YouTubers to kind of start the first group of dwarves. So it wasn't like I'm going to pick the top cool people that I know. It was just random. I was scrolling through Twitter, and whoever was kind of on the Twitter feed, you, and then we added a couple others down the road. But we added the 2 tiers to become a dwarf. I'm like, okay, that will probably take a day or two. Dude, they're sold out in 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
But then we added 2 more on Lord Crackhead's channel the next night. 20 minutes gone. So I'm sitting here going, so on the next one, do we put 40 up? Because that would literally pay for the whole project.
Exactly.
Just for people to become dwarves. It's so stupid, but now people are seeing, I'm going to be a battle dwarf. They're fucking cool.
Yeah, dude. And then there's a possibility of having your own toy made. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that there's a lot of possibilities with a product of this.
Yep. With
this characteristics. So yeah, kudos on the idea, kudos on the team. Like you couldn't pick a better artist than Juanito for this. Like I mean it. I've seen this kid grow. I hate him completely. I hate your guts, Juanito. You're amazing. And it's a good thing I don't live in Bolivia because I will hunt you down. No, not really, dude. You are a great artist, dude, and you're showing it with each page. Every page that you put up is like, God damn you, Juanito. And that I think it's the best compliment I can give you, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Gracias, señor.
So yeah, we actually haven't had Juanito on the show before, so I kind of like to just ask, how long have you been an artist, bro? Because you're definitely a young guy, but I mean, Pedro's certainly said it. Bryan said it earlier too. It looks like professional level work. So very good, bro.
Yeah, I've been drawing my whole life. So I was one of those kids that always was drawing, but I didn't get serious about drawing comics until I was finishing university. Actually, when the pandemic started, I was on my last year of university, and I was thinking what am I going to do with my life? And because I was drawing, since I was a kid, I thought, maybe I should get really serious about drawing, and start practicing more to get better, and I practiced that whole year, 2020. And then I got to a level where I felt that I was good enough to start sending some sample pages. And I only knew Marvel and DC back then, of course. So what I did was very unprofessional. I went on Instagram and I was trying to send all my sample pages to all the famous artists I could find. And of course, nobody ever replied. But after that, I started watching streams and stuff, people drawing. And I discovered this community, and then I met Bryan, and I was doing fan art for a bunch of people. I did fan art for Airith, for Bryan, and then he liked it, and he was the first one to give me the chance to work on a complete book. So I'm very thankful for that.
Very good, absolutely.
Yeah, dude.
So
I'm speechless.
Yeah, what was your favorite part about working on this project?
Well, drawing the dwarves is always a lot of fun. It's it's not something that I used to draw before. I don't think I've ever used to draw dwarves on a regular basis, but it's fun to draw them, and come up with new designs. Actually, I think that doing the concepts was the most fun I had, while working on this project, because Bryan already had, he was saying, he had an artist. And the original artist designed the lion, and he had just one concept for the dwarf. And The lion I just drew it in my style, because the design was already there. But with the dwarves, I had to like figure out how to like make a bunch of different ones. But kind of like I used his original design, to kind of like base some of the outfits and stuff. So I think that was the most fun I had when I was working on this project.
Yeah, dude, it's really cool because you're not taking like the proportions of a fantasy dwarf because they're skinnier,
Yeah.
but it actually works because of how they move, like how do you want them to move. So this is a case where form follows no function follows form, or the other way around. Yeah, form follows function. In a sense, is they're like on skates and whatnot. If you do like a fantasy dwarf, they're like more bulky. That
They
could
actually like
Mhm,
at first I thought they were like aliens or something,
mhm.
so I just kind of like drew them like regular people but shorter. But
Yeah.
Brian told me no, they are actual like dwarves. If I would have
Mhm,
known that at first, I would like draw them like actual like like real dwarves, I guess. But because I
yeah.
thought they were aliens, I just drew them like shorter, regular people, I guess.
No, but it works. It works for the technology you're putting on them. Like on a bulkier dwarf, it would look clumsy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So, dude, great
exactly.
job, man. Great job.
Yeah, and
Thank you.
it would almost be like, oh, another fantasy book, like
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. So let's talk a little bit about the campaign. We've kind of hit the story, we've hit the art. You've got a really, honestly, one of the more interesting campaign layouts and perks. Like your shipping. So could you the box? I'm a guy that loves boxes. We had Chris Fisk on a couple weeks
Me
ago.
too, man.
yeah.
We're all about that box.
Yeah,
We're all about
Chris,
the
you got a
box.
great box, buddy. No,
Yeah.
but yeah, could you talk a little bit about the design work here? What was the initial inspiration for something
So
like this?
the artist from Airith, or our artist from Airith, he did the boxes for Airith too. So I hit him up and like, hey man, what do you think we should do for these boxes for Team Dwarf or in Team Lion? Because depending on who you back, depends on what kind of experience you get on that team. And he goes, hey, remember those old? We're working on that for the future ones, Chris. Don't worry, we're good. We got, and we got shit. We have a list of dwarves that we got to put people in. It keeps growing every day. But he said, remember those old like Nerf boxes back in the 90s? It's like, yeah. And he goes, they'd have the image of the action, and it'd be 3 pictures of like the people using the actual product. I go, yeah. Let me try doing something like that. So that's what he came up with the box design. I can scroll down here real quick so people can see. So on the Dwarf box, you got Snuggie, Bancroft, and Mo Biggs, and it kind of looks like either a board game or some kind of like old 90s box where it was like the paintbrush art and there's always an action scene. And then I had my 7-year-old, she modeled one of the 3D prints we have to kind of like show, here's the cool different things you can do with your dwarf, like power action, stuff like that, cuddle your dwarf. And just to kind of give it the feeling like you're about to open up something a lot cooler than what it really is. And then we did the same thing with Lion. We kind of have a warning on there and caution, and here are the different things you can do with your lion. And my daughter's in there, you can cut up your friends, stuff like that. So it was just, before you even get into the comic book, we wanted people to have fun. And it was just like with Airith, with the tapes we did, before you even get into the comic book, we wanted you to get hit with some nostalgia right off the bat and feel like, wow, I'm holding something that is actually in the book. Because with the book, each tape, we actually have that tape soundtrack on Spotify, which is sung by quote unquote Airith. So it's all of Aerith's different albums she produces throughout the story. So we wanted to have that same thing with Dwarfs versus Lion. And I think NC killed it with the artwork and the idea.
Yes, absolutely. It definitely, to me personally, I think of like a 90s board game box. Does it open up, like slide up off the top like that, or is it?
No, it's a mailer flip.
Oh, okay.
Like all the other ones. Yeah, it's just a mailer.
Yes.
But
okay.
because of Chris Fisk, we're shrink wrapping that bastard.
Right.
All this talk about boxes is making me feel funny.
Is that why you had to leave for a couple of seconds?
Yep.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
Oof.
So, but yeah, we did. We wanted to make sure with this campaign too. We try to listen to people in the chat so we can create the best product possible. We've learned that some people don't give a crap about stretch goals. They don't give a crap about the extras. They just want the comic book. That's all they want. So we have 2 tiers where you can get just the comic. You either get just the dwarfs or just the lion, and you're going to get just the comic and just the Gemini. And you're going to feel bad because you're going to see all these people having fun with their box.
Yeah, they will.
But then we wanted the price point to be not to where it was like, well, for only an extra $5 you can get. We didn't want to do that gimmick, where we're kind of screwing those readers out to try to push to try to make an extra $5 or $10. That's just not what I want. I want this to get in as many people's hands as possible. So when we launch the next one, we do 10K open night because people just know it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Then we have the option to do both. And then we got into the boxes. So the first option was to get both boxes. Both boxes come with the different cover, the different box, the different patch, the different sticker. And these we're getting we have a lot of secret tiers that people have been buying requests for multiples of these. So of the sketch cards. And these either you get a dwarf, it's a randomized dwarf, it's not one from the book, it's just kind of whatever Juanito or Oliver come up with. They do a sketch card and they're on bigger piece of paper. Do you have one of the paper sizes by you, Juanito, by chance?
Yeah, wait a minute.
Okay. It's in his bathroom. He's been using it for caca paper.
Caca paper.
Nice.
Caca paper.
So what we do, we've hit
wipe. Yeah,
we've hit
Wiping
25 of these already.
awesome.
So what we're doing is Juanito will draw a random lion image. So they're gonna be that size. So they're not gonna be tiny.
But I mean, Juanito can have like a very tiny head. So
That's true, yeah. He can be a baby.
Juanita.
Juanito. Oh man, poor guy. Okay.
Oh,
Nice.
Okay.
Right
Better.
on.
that could be a really little phone though, too.
Yeah, too. It's like one of those old Motorola like flip outs.
Yep. So what we're doing is now that we've hit 25 sketch cards, Juanito will draw a lion and Oliver will draw a lion, and we're going to randomly put that in someone's sketch pack, and whoever gets that will win a commission by these guys, which
awesome.
I'll be paying for, but whatever.
You guys are on your first 30 days, right?
We just ended our first 30 days last night at 11 p.m.
Okay, cool.
Man,
Awesome.
very nice.
Yeah, so we're up there. I mean, I was thinking we would hit 10 grand on day 45 or something. So us hitting it already is pretty good.
Congratulations.
That's awesome, man. Congrats.
So are you guys going straight into book 2? Are you just going to keep the train rolling here? I know you still have Airith.
My whole rule is I won't start on the second book of another IP until everyone has the first one in hand.
Yeah.
So when everyone, so we'll be working on it, but we won't be asking people for money until everyone that's backed, has Dwarves versus Lion in hand. Then we'll launch the next one. But in between that, we'll be working on Dwarves versus Junkman. We'll be working on the Virginity and working on tape 3 at the same time. So I'll probably be launching tape 3.
Yeah, dude, like your point is very important, Brian. Like this is one of the things that's going to make this sustainable, because backers are already complaining about tardy books, and we have to come up with a way to just keep the ball rolling. Like campaign's over, 1 month, 2 months, here's your book, and then next campaign, and that's the only way to make this sustainable, because we have to preemptively work before even starting the campaign. Because like finishing the campaign, like okay, now I'm gonna work on the book, like a year, 2 years. Like I don't want to name any names because that's kind of
Everybody knows.
But everybody knows. That's kind of gacho. But yeah, dude. Like I mean, for the future, like we're all having like growing pains in this new industry that we're building. Because I don't want to call this indie. This is something different, because with indies, it was like, okay, I'm an indie creator and I'm starving because there's no community. Like now, it's more so the community that's ready to back these books more so than the artists. Because we've always been here, having ramen and praying for somebody to buy our books, you know. But now we have these people who are interested in what we have to do, and we all we have to do is deliver. And the work you're doing, I mean, a lot of like creators are doing to like preemptively have at least half of the book finished.
Yeah.
Before going on, I think it's the way to go, man. So congrats.
Well, the
on
only
that.
problem with this book is we have to wait until. So we
Yeah.
we kind of do a follow up every week to see what we're drawing because this
exactly.
book is controlled. But still, by the time the campaign's done, we're gonna know who's gonna win. We can probably finish all of the line work within the next 30 to 45 days. Get it colored. Get it to print like within 30 days of the campaign ending.
Exactly.
And then get the books back within 30 days and start fulfilling. So within 45 to 90 days, people are going to be getting notifications.
Yeah, dude, even if it takes you 4 months, it's timely. You know what I mean? Because people know, like, you're giving like updates. People are seeing the pages. The pages look amazing. The color looks amazing. Like, I will wait 4 months for this book, no problem. You know what I mean? So yeah, dude, it's just really really cool. Hey.
Yep, we got a pretty good chat going here. Let's pop over. No, Pops Van Zant it's in the chat. What's up, Pops?
What's up, Pops?
Yep, Tome of Reckoning. He's been here a while, but we'll say hello. Sugar Chris.
What's up, Chris?
Yep.
And you see all that box stock.
Yep.
Bringing out the boys. All right.
Yep.
Okay. Well, yeah, man. Very cool project. Very exciting concept. Honestly, it's one of the more just right off the gate, one of the more interesting ideas I think I've seen in not just CG but indie comics. So that's very very exciting.
It's one of the most interactive campaigns I've seen yet.
Like, yeah, and that's what we do with our updates too. Is like our updates aren't. Oh, hi, the printers, and it's updates of the game. Like, hey, we've unlocked this cheat code. Hey, we've done this. Here's where your teams stand, and then they get an updated score card. And then you got guys like RC Scott who've gotten in character, and they've been making propaganda videos for their team. Convincing people to join their team. So I mean, it's created its own life, and that's what we wanted to just. Make a comic book where people can come and have fun, and you see it in the comments where anybody mentions the book, you see it. Team Dwarf, Team Lion, Team Dwarf, Team Lion, and people talking shit to each other, and it's that whole.
I only see Team Dwarf
again. People saying why they think that team would win, and it's a stupid conversation because we're literally talking about 50 dwarfs fighting a lion. Like it's never going to happen, guys. But let's argue about it. Get passionate behind it.
Slap Mountain exists. Okay, so getting 50 dwarves to fight a lion might happen at some point in the near future. So yeah,
I would love a producer to take a freaking chance and make this into a movie.
Yeah,
that'd be freaking awesome,
dude. That would be nuts. Okay, so actually, let me share my screen because I want to play some of your videos, and I think we had mentioned earlier in the chat. Hold up.
Video time.
Okay, gang.
Oh, that explosion is gonna kill me.
Can y'all hear it? Bo Biggs.
That always kills people's ears right there.
Yeah, that's the killer. That's the killer.
I'm gonna have this song in my head all day now.
Yeah.
Dude.
Awesome trailer, man.
Yes, absolutely freaking nuts. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that. Who did your animation and also who did the tune?
So the animation was originally supposed to be done by a guy who does South Park style, videos for people. 45 days after me going, dude, what's going on? What's going on? I kind of just said, F it, and hit up this guy on Fiverr. And I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to lose money, I might as well just make it 10, 15 bucks. So I don't have to worry about it. So it was actually this kid. He goes, oh yeah, I could do this. It's going to take me, probably 4 weeks to do. It'll be $50. Okay, cool.
That took 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, he had other projects like queued up.
Yeah.
So he got it done. We actually had the song already done. Then through our studio, we wanted to just do a heavy metal Baby Shark.
Nice.
So we had the music done. And then I posted on Twitter, I need someone who can do heavy metal voice or screamo voice or whatever. Hit me up. And Matt Seaborn, who's an inker, posted like one of his old bands that he was in. Like he was in this kind of like rock, heavy metal band in the UK. And I hit him up. I'm like, all right, dude, here's the project. Here's the lyrics. Here's what it is. How much? And he goes, dude, you're telling me I can sing heavy metal Baby Shark about dwarves and a lion fighting? Like, yeah. How much? He goes, I'm not going to charge for that. I want to sing this thing now. So we made him a dwarf. We throw him a dwarf as a thank you, and then he's
nice
in the video.
Right on, bro. Absolutely. And honestly, I was just talking to Pedro about this before the show started. I think you might be a couple years older than me, but I grew up in that A Day to Remember kind of hardcore era. I played drums growing up, and yeah, man, it's that kind of tickled a little memory hole for me. Very nice.
Boxes and memory holes. All right.
Oh God, dude, I can't stop today. No, that was on purpose. But could you talk a little bit about your the design choices with the? Because I know you did this with Airith as well, and I remember people really really liking that. So what was it like doing the NES cartridge?
So for the first NES cartridge, I wasn't expecting people to really dig it, and we sold a lot of those damn cartridges, but I still have a shit ton of blanks left over because I ordered bulk from China because it was the only way to get the cost down. I wasn't going to spend like $4 a cartridge on Amazon. So we had them made in China. They bulk shipped them over. I got boxes of these damn things. So it's like, I asked Ollie, I go, hey, should I just do an NES cartridge again? And he was like, yeah. So I did it. I didn't have a design, but Juanito posted that same week that lion that he painted. And he said, or Oliver said, hey, just use the line from the painting. Yeah. I dumped it on the cartridge, and it was by divine intervention. It just looked exactly like a game you would pick up, at Blockbuster to rent. To play. It just had that look, that Double Dragon look, that old school 90s NES cartridge, late 80s NES artwork. So yeah, there's another piece done by Juanito.
Juanito's all over this, man.
Yeah. So very nice. And honestly, this would have made this would probably make a fun, sort of mobile game today. But back in the day, this would have been blowing people's minds.
Oh yeah,
Dwarves versus Lions. Okay, very cool. So, could you talk a little bit about the 3D print here? Is this a file that people buy, or are you shipping this?
No, you'll get the actual 3-inch 3D print of the lion. We were gonna try to do a 6-inch print, but with the pieces and the boxes together, I just didn't want to deal with someone getting a broken piece on a 6-inch print or an 8-inch print. They're not fun to print. But this guy's bulky, so it's funny. He's a thick 3 inches. All right, is what it is.
Nice.
It's one man's 3 is another man's 6. There's nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
3 inches of anger. Yeah.
But it's
Just like
highly
me.
detailed. Juanita. Don't say that out loud, man.
Yeah.
But
Hush.
yeah, it's an actual print. It's resin printing. It's very high detailed. I think people are really going to like these when they get them. It feels like you're about to play a really badass board game when you hold it.
Looks awesome, man. Looks awesome. The posing, everything, dude.
Do you, if I can ask, do you print these yourself, or are you going? Do you have 3D
Yeah,
modeling experience?
Yeah, we got resin printers. We just print them ourselves. It's just
hell yeah.
Why not? We
Very
got
nice.
them for hobby. We don't use them for anything else. Might as well make them for cool comic books.
Very nice. How long have you been 3D printing? It's something I've always been interested in, but it always looks like a massive endeavor.
I'm trying to think. We got into 3D printing probably 4 or 5 years ago. I always was interested in it when the stuff was hitting Kickstarter, but it just like seemed iffy at the time. But now you see people printing crazy shit. I mean, robotic arms at this point. So
yeah, I was working with guys called Enable, and they like 3D print like prosthetics for kids. Very simple. It's not like they can play the piano with that, but they can like hold stuff. And I did a couple of designs for them. So yeah, like the 3D printing thing, like I got into it. What kind of platform you use for your 3D printing?
So we're using, oh God, what is it? Hold on, I'll pull it up. It's not the Igloo, hold on. I'm not at the print warehouse.
That's all right.
I'll tell you exactly our setup. Let me pull it up. Come on. Hold up.
And I only did like the modeling and then like the prepping for the printing, but I didn't like use the 3D printing software itself. I was never interested in that. Like I hate 3D work.
I'm pulling up now.
Chris Fisk says does resin 3D.
Yeah,
he's using.
Elegoo Mars.
Yeah, exactly. Elegoo, and that's the best resin too to get.
Very nice.
Awesome.
Yes. Actually,
so if you want to do, because you can do 2K, 4K, but yeah, you can get the. Excuse me, Elegoo's like they're fast, they're reliable, and you can, if you want to go crazy, you can go crazy. If you want to go basic, you can go basic. But yeah.
Right on. Yes.
Right on, man. Right on.
Writing.
Right
on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I mean, it kind of seems like we've covered the campaign. I mean, it's probably one of the more unique things. Again, probably we'll see all year. Honestly, hopefully there'll be some crazier stuff coming out. But yeah,
we'll
I think this.
With we're going to be doing Radder, which was a video game that I was working on. But we're going to turn it into a comic, and it'll be racing. So we'll be doing kind of the same gamification.
Awesome.
I'm going to try to outdo this.
Is it the same creative team or?
Yeah, it'll be Juanito and Oliver, on it. So
awesome.
Shit.
So is this campaign it for Dwarves versus Lion, or there's more in the pipeline, like for future books?
There's more. The one with Oliver and Javi for the Dwarves versus Junkman.
Oh yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, you did mention that. Yeah, I think I'm babysitting a dog now.
Okay, gang. Yeah, let's see here. What you doing, Pedro?
I'm fixing my camera. Yeah,
Alrighty, gang. Well, I mean, honestly, I think that probably wraps it about up. Guys, everybody, thanks for showing up here. Juanito, I appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for coming by. First time on the show.
Hola, Juanita.
Yeah, thanks.
Juanita.
I might still call you Juanita from time to time, but that was an accident the first time.
No,
you can call me anything you want.
Oh yeah, exactly.
He is Pimp Daddy Mo Flex. So.
Yeah. He has to romance the customer. That's
That was just a random nickname I had in high school as a joke because I was the exact opposite of a Pimp Daddy Mo Flex.
Nice.
You gotta dust it out every now and then. But yep, Oliver, thanks for coming back, buddy.
Sure, man.
Appreciate having you. Brian, thanks for coming, buddy. Chat, thanks for showing up, everybody. This was probably one of our bigger chats, and you guys were pretty wild today. So
you were amazing.
Yep. All right, gang. Let me bump y'all to the back real quick. Boom. Juanita. All right, everybody. So that was Dwarves versus Lions. Bryan Butvidas, I believe I pronounced that correctly. Thanks for coming by, everybody. Thanks for watching the Ginge Pedro Show. Next week we have Magic Gal Media with Miss Rini. So we will catch y'all then.
Yep.
Boom.
Boom.